Hello and welcome to the Council of Titos, the only show on the Laro-Laro lang channel where Titos talk about the reality TV show and social experiment that has been running for over 25 years, Survivor. My name is Chief Bisdak, Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Juxtapotito, Jao Atienza. Hey Jao, what's up?
Cheers.
Cheers. Yes, of course. We are going to talk about the Survivor Season 50 finale called Reverse the Curse.
Yes.
But before we begin, please hit the like and subscribe button if you want to stay updated with our weekly excuse to catch up. Anyway, Jao, want to start this off? How did you find that finale episode?
It was good. Yeah. Predictable, actually. Like
Predictable,
kind
yeah.
well, it was predictable, but then there was a moment there where it was like, oh, Jonathan, huh? Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might actually win, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you know, he just copped a few votes, which is kind of what I think we all like expected, right?
Yeah, yeah. What I didn't expect was another zero vote finale for Joe. Personally,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, because he actually like what do you call it? Learned how to
Yeah.
play Survivor like
Mm-hmm.
sometime in the merge, you know?
Mm. Yeah, precisely. I mean, uh, he did say it that he learned how to lie. Uh, I mean, as it became like, I will play with honor and integrity, but um, he did a Tina Wesson basically, because Tina said was also like a sort of like she's really an honest person outside of Survivor, but because she knew she was in a game and needed to lie because it's a game, she realized that early on. That's why she won. Joe did it.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, to be fair to Tina, things were different then.
Mm.
You know, this was what 2001 or whatever it was,
Yeah, around
2000,
that time,
2001,
what,
right?
2001, 2002. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, Tina was playing in a different era, and
Hmm.
that's kind of what people seem to be saying about Joe, or people have been saying
Yeah.
about Joe. He's kind of a very sort of different era
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
built
player.
for the old era.
Yeah, like he's a he plays very old school, even though he's like new era, which
Hmm.
is the flip side, of which Aubrey is like the flip side to that,
Mm.
where she's old school, right? Korang.
Hmm.
But then played this game like a very sort of new school player. We've
Yeah.
said this before, right? Like the way to play the new school Survivor is just to kind of float in the middle, and
Hmm.
then um, because if you're too good, then they kick you out.
Hmm.
But if you're like too not good, they don't.
Yeah, you're not seen as a
Yeah,
threat,
yeah.
basically.
They
You're
they
like the
like
easy
nobody
out
votes for
or
you.
something
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. You're either the easy vote. If you don't play well, you're either the easy vote or the goat,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of the middle and floating in the middle, do you think that Jonathan really didn't understand what Ozzy was saying when he was praising Aubrey's middle game? Because he asked for a clarification.
Yeah, he should have just, if you try to clarify somebody, or if you like clarify, make sure that you're clarifying, uh, not to make the person that's like against you look better.
Mm.
You know?
Because he basically gave Ozzy even more opportunity to praise
Yeah,
Aubrey, right?
yeah. Um, but since we're like on the topic of that,
Mm.
the jury,
Mm.
right? It was really like refreshing to see a blunt jury,
Mm-hmm.
a bitter jury, a jury that fights amongst
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen that in a while.
Mm-hmm. Mhm. I like how Dee asserted her being mayor of Ponderosa
Yes.
when she was like calling out Stephanie. Well, that was Stephanie, right?
Yes, that, yeah.
Who was like,
What are you talking?
yeah,
Or
heaping praises on Jonathan being the total package. Yeah.
yeah, and it was all yeah, um, but I quite like that. It's been a
Mm.
while since we've seen something like that. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I like this jury. I like the jury. I mean, it wasn't. Yes, Jonathan had his plants there. His pre-game alliance was there. His Zoom alliance,
The Zoom Alliance.
which apparently was not a Zoom alliance. It was a regular call, according to Camilla. She got inside information.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
it wasn't Zoom.
yeah,
It was the old party line
yeah,
or
something like that.
whatever.
How old school of them, right? They didn't use the technology that the pandemic brought to the fore. They used a party line.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh well.
So so yeah, I mean, it was cool that it was there, but it was a mix. You personally, I did mention, I think last episode, that I took note of who some might vote for.
Right.
I did take note that the I thought that the Zoom or Party Line Alliance was gonna vote for Joe,
Mm,
Stephanie, Coach, and Chrissy, because yeah, I thought that that was their main guy, right?
right.
But apparently their main guy was Jonathan. So
Yeah.
yeah, what
Oh well.
surprised me was Ozzy voting for Aubrey.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I was hoping that it would be a little bit closer because all things considered, Jonathan played a pretty good game.
exactly, exactly. So his because he there have been post game media or
Mm-hmm.
post game interviews where he is so puzzled. Jonathan is
Right.
puzzled why he didn't get the votes because he for the life of him he thinks that he played a better game. He's turning out to become Russell Hans basically. Feels that he played a better game, made the better moves, and all of that. And the usual rebuttal for that is, well, it's the winner who played the better game. Whoever
Yeah.
wins played the better game. Doesn't mean that,
Mm-mm.
right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like
yeah.
just because he played a better game than last time doesn't mean that he played the better game than the winner. So,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and well, the thing with Survivor is whoever the jury votes for is the
Is the one who
winner.
played the yeah, who is the one who played the better game,
Well,
basically.
not
Right?
necessarily the one
I
who played the
mean,
better game.
not
Um,
not not in an objective point from not from an objective point of view, but basically from their point of view, from the jury's point of view, because that's what you ultimately that's what you need to do. You need to play the game that the jury wants to vote you for, right?
yes. Yeah, yeah. That's basically sort of what Charlie said, right? When he lost to Kenzie on his season,
Mm,
right? His whole thing was um the nature of the game is that the jury doesn't make mistakes
mm,
because whoever the jury votes for is who
is
wins the game.
yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it always follows that whoever the jury votes for by majority is the one who wins the game. Therefore, the
Hmm.
jury can't be wrong.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure that all of them have their own criteria regarding how a winner should be picked, but it is the collective jury. Their own personal criteria will go into their own vote, and it's the collective of each of those criteria that might not necessarily be standardized that that gives us the winner, right?
yep, yep,
So it's really hard. That's why it's also hard for it's actually this is putting to light the fact that it's really hard to win Survivor because you have to know each and everyone's tendencies and figure out okay, what is this person going to go for, right?
yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. What's it like? Survivor is one on jury management, basically.
Mm, yeah.
Like, you know. at the end of the day, that's what it is.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's not. I think there was also another. There was an interview because I've been seeing all of the interviews, the post game press. Uh, Aubrey, when she was interviewed, she said that you're actually playing for three audiences. You're playing
Mm.
number one for the producers, number two for the jury, and number three for the people who watch it at home. And
Yeah.
she said the only audience that mattered to her was the second audience, just
Right.
the jury. That's why she didn't necessarily have great TV moments, right?
Mm-mm.
Because it's not something that the producers will, okay, let's pick this out. And she didn't really have moments, a lot of them that the audience, the us as viewers, will cheer her on for. But she was able to cater her game towards the jury that was there. That's why she got the votes, the majority of the votes, and it didn't have to rely on a pre-existing alliance. Right?
Yeah. And that's the, I don't know, that's the sort of thing with big move-itis. Like big move-itis um is just a symptom of a particular meta,
Mm.
you know? Like there was a time there where the way to win Survivor was to make big moves, but then that was because that was what the jury for, a
Yes.
couple of seasons in a row was expecting. And
Hmm.
that was kind of the meta at the time. But it seems as though the meta is kind of shifted to a more Erica style game.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of like one a number one sort of ride or die, but just kind of just hang out in the middle and
Mm.
that sort of
Be
thing.
able to work with different kinds of groups, basically, which was what Aubrey did. Right?
Yeah.
She
But do
found
it on
herself
the
in the middle of all of the middles.
down low because
Yeah.
the the thing with Zuri was she was also very much in the middle. We were praising her for it
Hmm.
quite a bit a couple of episodes ago, but um she was not in the middle invisibly.
Mm.
So I guess sort of the meta right now is leaning towards that sort of invisible, low key kind of game. The sort of game that doesn't make for very good TV in
Mm.
particularly.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Unless you have like Kyle and Camilla, where you have a ride or die that can get featured uh, in confessionals, right? And you can see them like plotting on their own. Aubrey basically did
mm,
not have a ride or die, I think, right? She
yeah, and
didn't.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, she was the ultimate lone wolf for the season.
Yeah,
Right? So not is lone wolf a good or social butterfly even?
a lone wolf in Survivor is a social butterfly.
Right. Yeah. So and she wasn't aggressive about things, right? She was just yeah, right. Yeah, she was nonchalant. She didn't really push a lot of things. She only pushed when necessary. She didn't really confront Jonathan about the vote to take out
Mm,
who was that they took out Ozzy, right?
hmm.
She didn't push that. She didn't confront it, or at least we weren't shown that she confronted Jonathan about it, right?
Yeah,
Which that's probably one of the reasons why Jonathan thinks that it was really just his vote,
yeah,
right?
and then all of a sudden, oh, surprise!
Yeah, and yeah, that came out in the final tribal, right? I mean,
Yeah,
when Joe was asked, was it Jonathan telling you to vote for Ozzy, or was it the fact that Aubrey came out with all of that information that made you vote for Ozzy? It was the
yeah.
fact that Aubrey came out with that information.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah, so once again, Aubrey did play the better game,
Mm-hmm.
all in all.
Mm.
So, sorry, Jonathan. Maybe third time's the charm. Like,
Third time's the charm. He said it twice. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's another thing about Jonathan that is, well, for me, it's been taken out of context because apparently there's this thing about Tiff because Tiff was like really bitter. Let's say it like it
Oh,
is. She was
yeah,
bitter
yeah,
about being voted off, and she actually confronted Jonathan, asking him why he feels that she is more dangerous compared to Joe, given that they both have won three immunities. For
right.
me, it's taken out of context, and media right now is just clipping the quote at "It's because you're a girl." Right?
Yeah.
They don't refer to the rest of the quote where Jonathan apparently makes mentions that the record for girls for female castaways is what, five or four, right?
I
Five
can't remember
immunity
exactly what,
wins,
but yeah.
something like that. And then for guys, it's eight. So technically, Jonathan had the right line of thinking because someone, or I think it's four even. So technically, if Tiff could have won just one more immunity, that means that she's at the same level as who was it, Parvati, who won four immunity, or whoever, right, who
Mm,
has won four immunities. Whereas Joe, even if he won four, he's still halfway to the record, so he can't really claim that as like a huge achievement, right? That's
yeah.
why she's more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know. I feel really bad for Jonathan in a way, right? Because,
yeah.
he's very, how do we put this? Very cancelable, you know?
Very much so.
And,
Very
like,
much so.
he's very unfairly cancelable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after that tribal council where he says I'm not racist, because
Mm.
the way to um the number one way to show that you're racist is to say I'm not
Yeah, I'm not
racist.
racist. I've got friends of it. Right? Remember Colton?
Mm.
I know people who are African American, and then he gets asked who? Our servers. Oh, God.
Yeah, so there, like the number one way to just kind of, but I don't know. Like it's
Yeah.
that's an America thing, right?
Yeah, that's an American thing. For us, we did praise Jonathan for, being more than just the big guy. Right?
Yeah.
In our pods, we've been praising him. It's just
Yeah.
that that's not necessarily the total package wasn't necessarily what most of the jury was looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. I really do think, and I would what do you call it? I would, if I were in that jury, given those three, like regardless of what Joe or Jonathan says, I would have voted for Aubrey
Yeah.
simply because she is a pre-40 player.
Hmm. And it's most likely that she's not going to come back ever, right?
Yeah.
So you give her her flowers, and
Well,
it's
you
not
give
like
her
she,
flowers.
yeah, it's not like she wasn't doing anything. It's not like she was just there for the ride, right? She did stuff. So she did
Yeah.
enough to warrant getting the votes. I mean, Jonathan has been saying third time's a charm, so you know that if he gets invited, she's gonna come back. Joe probably won't. I mean, I don't know. The sting of two zero vote finales might be too much for him.
Well,
Uh,
he could. That's a record, right? That has to be a record.
I think so. I mean, he's been to two
Two.
finales and he hasn't received a vote for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like his name has only ever been written like once.
Hmm. Yeah, that's also got to be some sort of.
During the game and during the final vote.
Hmm. It's sad, but it's an achievement, quote unquote. Yeah.
Y- Yeah.
But I am glad
Uh,
that he was still. I mean, he was true in the end. Well, at least before fire. he was true to himself, and it wasn't just an Ava thing during his season,
Yeah.
right? He saw a kid in need of help, and he helped the kid out. He helped Rizzo out to try and figure out how to do fire,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, Rizzo.
Rizzo, who got preemptively uh, asked to sit down with the jury by by Jeff.
You know what? Like, I know that like
What was your
production,
reaction when you saw that that happening?
like in the moment, I was, oh my God, this is really what, uh, haven't shown fire yet. And then, like when he did when he
Yeah,
did the bit about like
a new twist, the final twist.
the new twist, the whatever it is, like spoil. It was really good, very professionally
Hmm.
done, very professionally done. Like as a theater person, I appreciate that. Like, what do you do when somebody flubs their line?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
like you don't break, you just keep going. You
Yeah,
know,
I was like when I was watching it, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss fire? Did I miss fire somehow? Did was the was the video not complete? Did it skip? I was like, no, okay, all
we
right.
haven't shown fire yet. Like, oh,
We haven't seen fire yet. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool of Jeff. I mean, it's also funny because recently I've been like I told you, I went out of town
mm,
with some friends, and some of them showed us a video of this guy who is getting into the music scene here in the Philippines, and he was
mm,
asked to sing a song, and he sang a song, sang it very poorly on
mm-hmm,
live, also on live during a live interview,
mm-hmm,
right? And we were saying that okay, one way for him to reclaim the sort of the power of of being a celebrity who's coming out into the music scene was to admit that he made a mistake and then sing again and sing better, right?
yeah,
Just like what Jeff did, do be professional and then admit that okay, yeah, sorry, I made a mistake, we made a mistake, yada yada yada, let me do something else, right?
yeah,
So yeah, it's funny that same thing happened. Yeah.
yeah. I really do got to give him props, man. That was so good.
And you had D at the end of the row doing this.
Yeah.
And Rizzo was like, "What? What? You're letting me sit already? We haven't seen fire yet."
That's like, uh, yeah, but I'm actually surprised that nobody like caught that, like nobody
Mm.
stopped Rizzo on the way out.
Mm. No, I think that they did intend to interview him first. I just think that because the rest of the jury was there, right? I think that they did intend to interview him. I think that Jeff intended to interview him just to set up the fire, right?
Mm.
And I think after that he was gonna be sitting with the jury. I don't know, or
Well, that
maybe
would have still been a spoiler. Like the way they,
true.
you know, the the way they could have justified that, I think, was if like after they interview Rizzo, like they send out Jonathan.
Mm. Oh yeah, yeah. Or they send both of them out. They probably
Yeah, I
should
mean,
have
like,
sent both of them out. Right?
it's like assuming that because like nobody caught Rizzo on his way out, right? No producer was
Mm.
like, stop, stop, stop. Um, and like Jeff didn't realize,
Mm-hmm.
and dude doesn't wear an earpiece,
No, he doesn't. Yeah.
right? So anyway, if I were producer backstage and like, this is one of those everything is going in slow motion. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've all been there. We've all been there. You forget your
Yeah.
line, or you miss a cue or whatever. The world goes in slow motion. So to somebody that's a producer in the back, what I probably would have done was push Jonathan out.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. True.
And
That
hopefully
would
that
that would have been really hard to do, but yeah, sure.
and hopefully like Jeff gets the hint.
Gets the hint that. But yeah, so they didn't have like, I mean, they would have TVs on stage showing what was happening, right?
Yeah, like, I really don't understand. Like
Jeff just probably like, I don't know,
I, I
I don't know.
expected better from CBS, but at the same time, like props to props to Jeff and props to
Yeah,
the production for, not salvaging it, but making it entertaining.
mm, true,
Like,
true.
that's kind of the Survivor producer's job, basically,
Yeah,
trying to make something entertaining out of all of the crazy ass twists and
hmm,
like dumb stuff that's been happening in the new era. To make
yeah.
something entertaining out of um boring play style. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already thinking there's gonna be I don't know if he had a floor director. Usually these things have like floor directors like showing, okay, what's up next,
Yeah.
right? What's up next? It probably just said Rizzo interview. It probably didn't say anything else. So Jeff was
Mm,
like, that's why Jeff also got disoriented. But again, props to them for owning up to it,
yeah.
making it part of the joke, a bit of self deprecation, and that made it all fun. Right?
Yeah. And what's it? It's like um you can in comedy, you can have a joke that doesn't land very hard, but you can call back to it and that
Mm-hmm.
retroactively makes the old joke better.
True, true, true. Yeah. So yeah, and
So,
again, that was a pretty good thing for them to for production to do. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Repetition legitimizes.
So we had that fumble. We talked about Jonathan. Oh, here's the thing. Here's uh what did you think about the fact that none of the celebrities were shown during the live show? Still no Billie Eilish.
Oh, yeah, still no Billie Eilish. Um, d- I'm actually quite sad that like they didn't show, you know, wrestling, right? In wrestling,
Hmm.
there's always like this thing where they pan the camera to like some of the people in the front row,
Hmm.
and you see like, famous people, or
Yeah.
at least like famous, quote unquote.
Celebrities,
People.
yeah.
Yeah, like rappers that I've never heard of, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sad that they didn't do that,
Yeah.
because they had some of the greatest of all time
Yeah. They
in
had the
that,
winners. They had the
They had
winners
the
in.
winners. JLP was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think. Because like Rick Devens had a picture with JLP or something.
okay. Yeah, that they should have done that. I feel as if the episode as a whole, it got a little too cramped. I mean, they weren't able to do as much as they would have wanted to, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, number one, we didn't see any of the celebrities. Billie Eilish wasn't there, or maybe she was there and she did. They didn't just show. You just didn't show her. I would have. It would have been nice to see Jimmy Fallon, and have him like have a quote unquote confrontation with Hubicki
Yeah.
on the show, right? And
Uh,
it would have been nice if Mr. Beast Jimmy was the one who gave the coin to Devins, right?
yeah.
And have what's his name? Who's the other celebrity?
Chicken fry guy.
Chicken Fry Guy. Have him sing a song. Have him finally sing Fried Chicken, the Fried Chicken song, right?
Yeah,
Right?
you can tell. You can tell that they were playing it so safe. This
Yeah.
because it was live, right? It was live TV. So you can tell that they were playing it so safe because like in the past, when you have the live reunion, sometimes people will like go at each other,
Mm.
you know.
Jerry Manthe.
Yeah. You see that in like, the Traders reunion show, like that sort of thing.
Oh, there's like people going after each other in reunion shows and traders.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They like, yeah, it's part of part of Traders where they
Hmm.
just like yell at each other and stuff.
Ooh. Okay,
Um,
I have to catch some of those.
yeah. They're very sort of confrontational. You can
Hmm.
tell that Survivor didn't really want to do that. They didn't want to
Mm.
go in that direction. So
Mm.
I feel like they played it overly safe.
Yeah, a little too safe. Yeah, like you said, they had a lot of the winners who were there. They had podcasters who were there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
A lot of people that they could have gone to.
yeah,
And I think it's also because we've been talking about it before, where the finale is one show, and then the live reunion was a separate show that came after,
yeah.
right? But this time it became a whole live show. The entire thing became a whole live show. It was, I think, 3 hours. I'm assuming in the
Mm.
US, right?
Yeah, it
But
was
yeah,
actually quite jarring for me.
yeah,
Like, instead of like cutting to commercial, it cut to the live show.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Felt
So
felt kind of weird.
yeah, yeah, and because of that, we didn't even get anything because before we would used to have in the separate reunion show, Jeff would actually talk to the pre-jury,
Yeah.
right? He'd get at least one or two lines from one or two of them. So
Yeah.
the non-jury people, except for Mike White, who got featured because he does
Because
White
of course,
Lotus.
because he's Mike White, of course he
Yeah,
did.
and Jeff wants to go still get one White Lotus.
He
I'm
wants to
sure.
get the White Lotus cameo.
Yeah. So yeah, only Mike White among the non-jury was interviewed, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a bit of a tweak that could still be done there if they do decide to do a live show, a live vote reveal for Final Tribal.
And I don't think they're ever gonna do that again.
Not
Right?
even for the what do they call it? It was the old school new era. What's this new one? 51. What do they call
The
it?
the open
The
era. Oh
open
my
era.
God, I'm so scared of that. We should do like a another episode talking about the quote unquote open era.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Like
let's do that for next episode.
like the off season, we can do like the season as a whole and then looking
Mhm.
forward. But yeah, just as the spoiler for an upcoming episode of the Council of Titos, the open era kind of scares me.
They've got sharks. They've got shark teeth. Ooh, haha. As like the numbers. So I don't know. They've gone from what bats to phoenix to now shark. Oh, octopus also the kraken. Uh, yeah, but still nothing seen. Yeah. And also I think that it's because they put a lot of things in between. Right? You said that it was jarring to cut to the live show from the episode. They put that I don't know why Hibiki was there. Maybe because they wanted to feature the bromance, but it was really a sequence to give Devons the coin, right?
Yeah.
And then they also had that well the Spirit of Survivor award, basically the lifetime achievement award for Siri. Yeah. What did you think about that award? I mean the actual award.
Um, yeah, yeah. Look like what's the name of that? What's the name of that cake? Or that not
What?
cake, but like that yeah. Oh, gosh, they look like Twinkie bars, and it's just like sort of cake, and then on the inside it's like jelly or something. Like that's what it kind of
Mm.
looked like to me.
Mm. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
kind. Yeah, okay, but I kind of get what you're. It's like chocolate. It looked like chocolate on the outside, right? And then you had
yeah,
like the that red jelly in the middle.
yeah. Basically,
Right.
so looked like a donut or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it was also kind of weird. For me, it looked kind of kitschy. The award itself. Uh, they could have made it look a little more polished and refined. I know that it was just their art department that made it, but I mean, they've come up with such nice looking immunity necklaces, and even the hidden immunity idols this season look a little like the immunity hidden immunity idols of Survivor Australia, right? That
Hmm.
whole circle thing with a gemstone in the middle,
Yeah,
right?
there.
And
Wait. So, like, yeah, a fudgy bar. Looked like a fudgy bar.
a fudgy bar. Okay, yeah, now I get it. Yeah, yeah,
No,
it
it's
looked
like a
like it.
fudgy bar. I didn't want to say Twinkie because like that ain't Filipino.
Yeah,
But yeah, one of those
yeah.
fudgy bars. That's kind of what it reminded me of. If it were like chocolate and like strawberry in the middle,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, that
basically.
would be a nice combination.
Yeah.
Now I'm craving chocolate with strawberry. Uh, yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they had to. I mean, I know that they needed to give Siri her props or flowers, but then again, they also did it in the very shortened 5 minute, 8 minute reunion when she got the C award, right? So I don't know why
Yeah.
they had to put a section for it. Maybe just so that they can do a cutaway from the show, right?
Yeah. Well, they could have done something else.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was weird because it was well into the episode already,
Yeah.
and she had been voted out in the previous episode, right?
Yeah. You know,
So
they should have just put the CEO award right there.
yeah, yeah, that would have been C award, and also give her like the Spirit of Survivor Lifetime Achievement Award. I
Yeah.
call it the Lifetime Achievement,
Well, that's basically what it is. So
right? Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's the
yeah.
Lifetime Achievement Award. Yes.
Yeah.
Siri,
So,
greatest of all time.
greatest of all time, greatest to never win, and also greatest of all time. Who was it? Sister Nino. Sister Nino came out with a reel saying that Rushmore, the Rushmore of Survivor to him, in no
Hmm.
particular order, is Parvati, Sandra. Who was the third one? Uh,
Tony, maybe?
Vlachos, and Boston Rob. That was his Rushmore. And then he said Siri has her own thing right beside it or something. She's not really Rushmore, but she's Rushmore adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, like if the criteria for being on the Mount Rushmore of Survivor is like winning, then
Mm. It's primarily winning. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a pretty definitive list.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have Sandra and Tony there,
Hmm.
like, of
And
course.
technically, Boston Rob
And
has won twice. One for himself, and then the second one he won for his wife.
I mean, and Parv, right? Like, we
Hmm.
consider her, the community, I think, just sort of considers her a two-time
Hmm.
Survivor winner.
Hmm.
Um, hot take, she isn't a two-time Survivor winner. She's a one-time Survivor US winner and a one-time Australian Survivor winner.
Yep. Which are two very different games.
Yeah, which are two very different games. So, I guess, two-time Survivor winner, but a little bit more nuance to that. So
Hmm.
it's kind of an asterisk saying that
Hmm.
arguably she did the harder thing.
Yeah. So that's probably why Sister Nino had her first. But he did say in no particular order, but that's probably why on top of his head, Parvati is the first that comes out of her head.
Yeah, because like, you know, arguably she did the harder thing.
Yeah.
You know, Anyway, and yeah, I suppose the weakest link. I'm going to. I'm surprised that I'm ever gonna have that I'm saying this, but the most disposable
Mhm.
on that Mount Rushmore of Survivor happens to be like one of Jeff's favorites and the person of Boston Rob
Boston Rob.
Mariano. Yeah.
What do you mean one of Jeff's favorites? Jeff's favoriteest of favorites. Isn't he?
He has Donaldson though.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then again,
Yes.
Colby never won, so
Yeah, but
he's got Donaldson, he's got Hubicki, he's got all of these guys that he
he's
also
got Mike
likes.
White, dude.
He's got Mike White, yeah,
Got
Mike White
Suri.
who Mike White who gets to suggest to Jeff how to go about a season,
Yeah.
and Jeff is
Uh,
like open to his suggestions, right?
yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure Mike White would have better suggestions than say Jimmy Fallon. Just saying.
Yeah, I think that we can all accept that as truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I can't believe that it was, one of the things that I found so cool about this finale was
Mm.
fire. Fire was so good.
Mm.
Not like the fire itself, but the sort of story of it,
Hmm. Yeah.
right? Like it was two previous fire losers having to grow up against each other,
Hmm.
which like
To reverse the curse, right? That was the whole point of the title.
yeah, so mm, mm. They just had to ruin it. They just had to ruin it
They
with
had to ruin it, yeah, with the preemption. But
yeah.
yeah, and I also read somewhere that it's ironic that the guy who doesn't have the interest to do the camp life stuff has twice been stopped by a simple camp life thing, making
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
So Rizzo, unfortunately,
Yeah.
yeah.
Watch is like, man, we're going to matches. What season was that?
Yeah, what was it? What season? What season was that? It was like what 4 hours already, and they still couldn't
Yeah.
make fire. Yeah.
But you know what this means, right? Like the next time that Rizzo ends up having to play,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm pretty sure they're gonna ask him back, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to go back,
Mm-hmm.
like to inspire the 8-year-olds and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that next time he's basically put himself into like a corner where he either has to learn how to make fire,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know if he's willing or capable. It's either he has to win fire or he has to win the final immunity challenge, or he has to win
Sure.
the top four immunity.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, in all indications, is still gonna be some motion. Uh, uh, right. So he has to. I mean, all of the other 23 players, one way or another, had enough self awareness to know that the way that they played before didn't work and they had to change, tweak it a bit, right?
Yeah,
He has to. I mean, he's young, yes, but he's seen how all of these. He calls himself a giant among giants. I hesitate to give him that title just yet because he did not change his game from 49 to 50. Granted, he only probably had 2 weeks in between, but
yeah,
yeah, it's like it didn't work for you the first time. It didn't work for you the second time. Maybe you should think about changing your game. Right?
yeah.
Care a little bit
Well,
more about camp life.
I'm pretty sure that he's going to change his game the next time, and like for this second time around, um he played more or less the same game, but that was somehow justified because the people in camp didn't see him. play
Mm.
his game, you know. So
Yeah, so he probably figures like, okay, these guys still don't know how I play, so it'll get me far. I
yeah,
still got him to Final Four,
yep,
but because people noticed that he never made fire, they immediately like, okay, if he's not winning Final Four immunity, he's gonna go to fire, right?
yeah,
If they really want to take him out and not bring him to Final Tribal as a goat, right? So and then we'll see how like Rizzo comes back all buff and Jonathan looking when he comes back for his third try. Right?
yeah. He still can't make fire.
Still can't
Oh,
make fire. Oh my god. Yeah. So it'll be like a third time Survivor, third time's the charm, and you've got your captains Jonathan and Rizzo.
I'll allow it.
Because we've had second chances,
Yeah,
Survivor second chances. So I guess the next one would be yeah.
third chances.
All right. So yeah.
Although I'm
Anyway,
not really a big fan of the captain season format.
yeah. I mean,
It just or the
the
captain format.
if I
Anyway,
remember correctly, right, the captains, you're not allowed to vote them out early in the game, right, or something. Was that ever a rule?
I don't know. I just remember it being pretty lopsided in the favor of the captains, or
Mm-hmm.
it's just a pylon on the
Mm-hmm.
captains. It's either one of the two.
Yeah.
So,
So anyway,
anyway,
we haven't. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about your guy, your title guy, Hubicki, coining Survivor as narrative warfare?
well, that's what it should have been called, narrative warfare.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's
the
that's it.
moment he, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but the moment he said that it was narrative warfare, that's what sealed the win for Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we all kind of intuitively know that that's exactly what Survivor is, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you're telling your story, and your story throughout the game. Now, somebody like Aubrey has a lot more story to pull from as
Mm-hmm.
compared to like Joe and Jonathan. Who doesn't love like that underdog story? Who doesn't love
Mm-hmm.
the sort of story of redemption, right? That's basically what Aubrey's story here is, you know.
Exactly. Precisely.
So everybody's gonna, the moment Hibiki says, like, or the moment Hibiki said, it's narrative warfare, like that's basically what sealed it for Aubrey. It, doesn't matter what Joe and Jonathan say because they're never gonna have as good a story as Aubrey.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter what Aubrey says because everybody in that jury knows the story that she is supposed to tell.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen it on TV.
Yeah. Yeah. The one who cried in day two. When she mentioned that, it was like, okay, that's it. Yeah, that's where you start. That's where you start.
Yeah.
And to get to where she was at Final Tribal, that was Jonathan.
Yeah.
In all fairness, she because he had that whole reinvention thing that he did, but it still could not overpower the story that Aubrey had in her bag.
Yeah. Because, like, Jonathan, if the final three was, Joe, Jonathan, and Rizzo, like, Jonathan wins that easily.
Mm, yeah, he's the one who reinvented himself the best.
Yeah. Well, Aubrey did as well.
No, no, I mean, among the
Of the
three.
three, of the three, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, yeah. Hibiki really did, in a way, set the tone of the season,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, because he was such a big presence in the pre-jury and kind of pointing out the narrative warfare thing, kind of pointing out the obvious, and, making that basically the criteria because
Mm-hmm.
everybody kind of, like I said, intuitively knows that that's the most important like criterion, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
story that you tell. It isn't so much did you outwit, outplay, outlast. It is your ability to tell the story of how you outwitted, outplayed, and outlasted.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why
that's
lawyers and salespeople are such dangerous players in Survivor.
yeah, preposterous.
Yeah,
Mm.
right. Because they are more. Uh, what do you call this? They can use stories to try and convince people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spin the narrative in a way,
Mm-hmm.
spin the narrative in a way that's what do you call it? That's beneficial
Mm-hmm.
to the game, right? So
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, that is season 50. Aubrey with a clutch immunity win for in Samotion. That was such a clutch immunity win for Aubrey.
yeah,
And that paved the way for her getting to final tribal.
yep.
Yeah.
That was that was she's a really good representative for the season.
Yeah. Yeah. People who reinvented themselves got chances before. I mean, we had some winners. We had three winners, but yeah, reinvented their game in order to get a better chance at winning. Yeah.
And then Kwanzaa, her what do you call it? Her being pretty old, like an old school player, but
Mm-hmm.
also like playing a new school style game. Like
Exactly.
that's
Oh yeah.
very, that's also very like indicative. That's also very much the story of the season,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I remember, was it Winners at War, where Boston Rob was on like Exile or whatever, saying like, "Look at all the people here. It's all
Mm.
the
It
old
was
school players,
yeah.
right?"
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't necessarily like the old school versus the new school here, but it was like the clash of play styles.
Yeah. Yeah. Those who were going hard early in the game. Yeah, those were the ones in exile.
Yep. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, so uh I don't think that there's any Martin's thoughts. He was too busy doing his other things. Uh let's go ahead to whose line? Well, whose line was Rizzo? Reverse the curse. No
yeah.
more next line. Uh we've got next what it could have been.
Narrative
What's
warfare.
narrative warfare? Yeah.
Just give the line to Christian Hubicki.
Yeah, mine is what just happened. Just to just to, just to allude to that thing that Jeff did. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, we'll talk about this in a separate episode more. But yeah, off the top of your head, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the season?
Hmm. I'd rate it a 50. I don't know. Uh, that's a difficult question to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because on average, America is a very moderate nation.
Okay.
But that's because when you average out two extremes, you end up in the middle.
Yeah.
So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the problem with the season and giving it like a nice overall kind of rating because it had some of the best Survivor I'd ever seen
Mm-hmm.
and some of the dumbest things I have ever
Mm-hmm.
seen in Survivor. And if we just sort of average it out, decent season.
Decent season. Yeah. Probably around a 6.5 or 7 overall as a season. I mean, we had a good cast. 24, all 24 castaways were pretty good, right?
Yeah, yeah, they all delivered, which was great.
Yeah. Yeah. They delivered what Jeff asked for them from them, the everything, right?
Everything.
Everything. All right. Yeah, and you're right. We had some of the best Survivor that we've seen in a while. Started out really strong, right? And then we had Blood Moon. We had the Billie Eilish idol. We had Zach Brown.
Yeah.
Uh,
Although I
yeah.
will go to bat for that Zach Brown thing.
No, it was okay that it happened, but it went too long.
Yeah, how
That's
they
my
did,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
how they did it was just not good.
yeah. I was okay that he
Um,
went there. That he sort of did something for them, although the fish was supposedly planted. I'm still not too sure about that, but anyway, it just took too long, and it
yeah,
took away time from castaways having confessionals.
yeah,
Right? Yeah. The Mr. Beast challenge was pulled off and made the prize 2 million. Right? Uh,
yep.
Jimmy
That
Fallon
was
took out your
also,
winner pick.
yeah, Jimmy.
Anyway, you were saying Mr. Beast. That was also
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
which one? Mr. Beast challenge or Jimmy Fallon?
The uh, well, both the Mr. Beast
Oh.
flippy coiny thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you don't, I don't know. You know how I feel about
Mm.
games of chance on Survivor,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like less of them,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, of course we had the blood moon, the blood moon episode. My
uh,
God. Uh, but yeah,
anyway,
we had a lot of good things happening. Also, we
yes.
saw a lot of castaways again reinvent their games. We saw Oscar.
And the moment
Yeah.
Oscar Aussies it up, he pulls an Aussie and breaks the record for number of idols and pockets sent home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gosh, that was sad, but yeah, that was a part of the season. I was rooting for him until he became Aussie again. Uh, yeah,
I want to get that. I want to get that shirt. The play
Aussie
the
played the
idol
idol.
shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, any other thoughts for this episode? Yeah, this as a whole, this episode again, it was a little too long and it was a little too short because we didn't
Yeah.
have like a good reunion sequence.
Yeah. Actually, that's and again, because it was too long and too short at the same time, if we average those feelings out, like
Decent.
it was the perfect time.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Any other final thoughts about the episode? We'll talk about our final thoughts of the season later on.
Yeah. Like you said, I actually totally agree with what you said, and I think that should be our final thought on the episode that it was simultaneously too long and too short.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping that Survivor, the producers of Survivor, figure out a way not to make things just right for future season finales, whether it is a live season finale or a finale on the island. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want Sia to actually show up again.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's it for this episode of the Council of Titos.
Hmm.
Congratulations to Aubrey for winning what $1.5 million, and
After a moment,
yeah, yeah, and what a Toyota Fortuner with that advertises that she is the winner of season 50 of Survivor on the door.
you know,
I hope that
you
they take
think,
out that decal.
yeah. But I just gotta say, again, props to production for
Hmm.
like acknowledging the car curse.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they, but like it was dumb to say that they broke the car curse because that isn't the car
Yeah.
curse. The car
Yeah,
curse is,
they're reversing the
anyway.
curse. Yeah.
Yeah, reverse the curse.
And I wonder how they determined that. So whoever's gonna win the 1 million or the prize is also gonna get a car now?
Yeah. I mean, like that isn't, but like I said, that isn't the car curse, right? The car
Right? It's
curse
not the
is,
car course, it's a challenge car. It's not like a overall winner car.
yeah, yeah. It's like, it's like, feeding somebody, I don't know, Milo or whatever,
Mm,
and say like, if you drink Milo, you're gonna be a winner. And
mm,
every time they do that, the person loses.
mm,
And so, to prove the effectivity of Milo, what they do is they go to the person that wins
uh-huh.
and gives the Milo right at the very end. That's not how it
That
works.
is such a good actual thing that happens, right? Okay. And on that thought, that's it for this episode for the Council of Titos. Again, please hit the like and subscribe button if you want to hear more from us. In the coming weeks, we are, as Jao mentioned, we are going to have an episode talking about the entire season. And we'll take a look at season 51, the open era, right?
Our hopes, dreams, and
Mm-hmm.
aspirations
All right.
for Survivor moving forward.
Exactly. So, anyway, once again, this has been Joel.
I'm Zhao.
Cheers to Survivor 50. And we hope we get 50 more. Stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.